If you're just joining us, I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home Design magazine, and today's radio show is coming to you from Jilco Kitchen and Bath, located at 2300 Clements Ferry Road in the Daniel Island area. And now we're talking with Jim Rouleau with Edgewater Energy Solutions. How you doing, Jim?
Tim, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing just fine, Jim. Jim, tell everybody about Edgewater Energy Solutions.
Well, Edgewater Energy Solutions is a full spectrum renewable energy company, as well as also a huge electrical contractor. We handle pretty much, especially in this area, pretty much everything from photovoltaic solar systems for producing electricity, thermal solar for domestic hot water, solar attic fans. A big addition to our business of recently, given the weather events we've had, are the Generac generators, and those, of course, are very popular. Because we can pretty much now incorporate a whole house generator with our solar systems, and the homeowners are going to be able to take again for those who may have forgotten about them. But you do get a 55% tax credit towards the solar system.
Gotcha. So Edgewater Energy Solutions, you can help homeowners with solar photovoltaic panels that they would put on their house. You can help homeowners with solar hot water heating systems,
Correct.
and then you've got the solar powered attic fans.
Correct, and these are big industrial size fans, Tim. Most applications, we only need one fan, and given the performance levels and the fact that they carry a lifetime warranty, they also qualify for the full 55% tax expenditure. And if I could just touch on the fan for a minute, given that we're to the warmer seasons,
Mm-hmm.
these things are pretty much a no-brainer. Down here in this part of the country, we typically get your attic within 10 degrees of outside. So by drastically reducing the temperature in the attic, you cool in the home that much more efficiently, which of course is going to do what?
Save money.
Lower cooling costs,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. But also too, given the air conditioner is not cycling on as much, we extend the life of the heating and air unit as well as the life of the roof.
Gotcha. So if you've got all that, and what is a typical temperature of a typical attic in the summertime here in Charleston?
Typically about
130.
150 to 160 is what we
Oh
see
my
a lot,
gosh. Okay.
and you see a lot of ridge vents and soffit vents, courses which is passive ventilation. But in order for that convection to start moving through the attic, it's got to hit about 140. Well, when you have ductwork and air handlers up there, you see active ventilation or electric attic fans very popular down here because they know by typically getting the temperature down to about 110, it drastically reduces cooling costs.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a significant cost to run an electric attic fan versus the annual cost to run our big industrial size solar powered fans are zero.
Mm-hmm. And right, because it's being powered by
The sun.
the sun, and so that is it. Does the you said big industrial size? Does that mean it's going to detract from the look of your house?
Nah, they're about 28 inches by 28 inches and sit about 18 inches high.
Mm-hmm.
From the street, they just really don't sit out that much. The thing with these fans is they have the same output as for the smaller residential fans that people can go down to your big box store to buy, but unfortunately, they don't qualify for tax credits because of their limited life expectancy and of course production levels.
Gotcha. Now, as far as the the new product that Edgewater Energy Solutions, you folks just took on the Generac standby generators. That these permanent standby generators are not the type where you pull a rope and you take your gas can and fill it up. But oh my gosh, I just spilled some on the ground too in the garage, and or the type of generator that sits in your garage for 6 years and you never start it, and then when you need it, it doesn't start up, right?
Yeah, this is well. The thing is, it's kind of like Murphy's law. Anything that can go wrong is going to go wrong at the wrong time. The big benefit with these Generac generators, they're automatic. I mean, as soon as you lose power, they kick in. So if you're not home and you've got, food sitting in the fridge or the freezer in the garage, it's simply not going to be a problem. I mean, the transfer switch on these higher end models, I mean, it's so quick that you don't even see your TV blink. Unlike a traditional gas power generator, they're a lot quieter. They're not quite as obtrusive. They, to me, I feel they have an aesthetic appeal the way they're mounted. They kind of just looks like a really big ice chest, mounting on a pad and things like that. And you've got two ways. The best ways to go with those, of course, going to be with natural gas or propane. So if you don't already have natural gas, it's not that hard to add a propane tank. But as I mentioned, the interest has gone up in that a lot. Given the weather that we had a few weeks ago, and it's always nice to have that peace of mind. Should you gonna be losing power, you're not gonna be sweating it like your neighbors.
That's true. You'd be the only house in the block that you're nice and cool in the summer. If you have a hurricane or something like that, it knocks out power.
Yeah, I was kind of sharing with a few clients. Well, your immediate neighbors may know because they're so quiet, but at least the whole neighborhood won't know that. You've got a TV.
Right. Let's talk about the one of the biggest products that Edgewater Energy Solutions sells, and that's the photovoltaic solar panels that are becoming more and more popular every day as energy prices rise, and we get. I think I read in the paper that SCNG has asked for a rate increase every year for the last 4 years or something like that. So, and then lo and behold, they had a big dividend that they paid all their stockholders, which I'm not knocking them for that or anything, but people are starting to wake up and say, I need to take personal responsibility. I can't afford to pay all these high energy bills, and they're only going to get higher. So what are some of the obvious benefits of having a solar panels to power your house, and maybe what are some of the not so obvious benefits?
Well, it's really hard for me to think about the not so obvious benefits. The benefit with renewable energy, this is one home improvement project that you can take on, and it's going to start paying for itself immediately through the reduction of your utility costs. The other thing, too, is material costs have come down substantially over the past couple of years. So photovoltaic up to a few years ago in a residential setting was out of reach for a lot of people. Now it's, a broader customer base is going to be able to obtain that. The payback is typically within, 8 to 12 years. What I've been seeing lately, especially with SC&G, about 8 to 10 years. And that's based on what you're currently paying for power today. And the chances of that not going up is, pretty much nil. But also the fact that, the chance that the sun's not going to come up is, same thing. So, but also, too, just like before, what's really driving the industry is the fact that the government's going to subsidize a large portion of the system. They want to see us reduce our dependency from the utility companies. So you do, currently still get a 30% federal tax credit. And here in South Carolina, you still get a 25% state tax credit. Now, there's been some scuttlebutt and rumors going around. Of course, the fiscal year for the state ends in June, and that's when they meet for their budget, and the state tax credit, may be going by the wayside. So if you've been thinking about solar, our recommendations, of course, is to, try to look into it sooner than later. I mean, 25% is, 25%.
Right. So you're obviously you're producing your own energy with those solar panels on your house. That's reducing the cost that you would normally pay to heat or cool, power your house. What about net metering? What is net metering?
Yeah, net metering is what we have here in South Carolina. And basically how it works, the way you have to look at it, it's like a dual metering system. The first meter shows how much the personal power plant is producing, or the photovoltaic system. And the second meter goes back to the power company. Net metering works on the premise that during the day, most people aren't at home, they're at work, so lights are off, TV's off, computers off, what have you. And so the home's going to consume minimal energy. Anything above and beyond that goes back to the power company, and you build up a credit. And then when you come home at night and you cut everything on, you basically utilize those credits back. So a good way to look at net metering is like you're selling them the power during the day, and you're buying it back from them at night.
Gotcha. So that's one of those unexpected benefits of.
Oh yeah, definitely. And and still being hooked up to the power company and selling that excess energy back to the power company is what's allowing our customers to recoup their investment at a very quick pace.
Hmm. Do you have any customers that are completely off the grid?
I've got several customers where now their bill consistently every month is with SC&G $10 a month.
Mm, nice. Because my bill was a lot higher than that.
Well, Tim, you need to have me come out and take a look at your home and see what we can do about that.
Well, good deal. Well, tell everybody how they can get in touch with Edgewater Energy Solutions.
Okay. Our phone number is 843-937-9999, and our email address is www.edgewaterenergysc.com.
All right, terrific. Well, we've been talking with Jim Rouleau with Edgewater Energy Solutions. Thanks so much, Jim.